Hello and welcome to Campus Currents, where we help you navigate the tides of campus living. My name is Diego Dumlao.
And my name is Maya DeGuzman. It's our last broadcast of the quarter, and we have some great stories to share with you.
Let's get right into it. Initially an unknown Queens Assemblyman, Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani became a winning favorite in the New York City mayoral race. The 34-year-old Indian Muslim won the race with 50.4% over the vote against Andrew Cuomo. But his successful campaign reached far beyond the 5 boroughs and garnered nationwide attention. Mamdani's campaign used extensive knowledge of digital campaigning, utilizing social media to spread his message. Comments on his Instagram post came from people from all around the world, with many non-New Yorkers referring to Mamdani as our mayor. Mamdani's success is something that most likely would not have happened even just a couple years ago. Islamophobia and racism are no stranger in the area of politics, with Cuomo and his campaign also using fear tactics against Mamdani's identity in this race. But Mamdani's run for mayor as a brown Muslim man challenged all of those critiques.
Wow, Mamdani sounds so cool.
Yeah, and did you know he also doesn't own a car? He buses everywhere.
Wait, you know who else doesn't own a car and is the mayor of a major metropolitan city?
Who?
Seattle's mayor-elect Katie Wilson. After over a week of anxious ballot counting, Katie Wilson has been declared Seattle's mayor-elect. After starting election night down almost 8%, Wilson beat incumbent mayor Bruce Harrell by just over 2,000 votes, making this one of the closest races in Seattle history. One of our editors, Tristan, was able to go out on election night to see how people were feeling. Check it out.
So it's great to meet you. Could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what brings you out here tonight?
Yeah, my name's Ethan Schaefer, and I'm just a big supporter of Katie's. I'm really excited to see some change in the city. Really excited to try to make the city more affordable.
Yeah. Is that what drew you to sort of Katie's campaign here?
Yeah, affordability of housing, childcare in particular for me. All of that is really important.
Are there any other down ballot positions that you've been paying attention to tonight following the elections for?
I'm pretty excited about a lot of the city council races. Alexis Mercedes Rink, Dion Foster as well, Eddie Lynn. Definitely in the city, a lot of really great seats open.
Results are beginning to roll in, and Harrell is currently leading the polls with 53.32% of the votes. Wilson is close behind at 46%.
Jamie Fackler, former candidate for City Council District 2, volunteer for this campaign to an extent, but then also Protect 17 union member, MLK labor delegate.
Yeah, it's very cool. Have you been out here very long tonight?
We got here, about 7:30, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How have you sort of seen the energy sort of shift tonight as results are coming in?
I still remain really hopeful. I think there's just still a lot of angst. I think that angst is still hanging out there, and I don't feel like these numbers, are crushing, right? Because this is indicative of basically early voting, right? And if you look at the total number of votes that have come in, the Wilson campaign has done a tremendous job with their ground game. I think they were on track to knock 60 doors in the general, basically since September. We saw as our union at our labor events and other door knocking, we saw record turnout from union members. Even driving by, we were at another event with Alexis Mercedes Rank and Dion and Erica's event prior and drove by where the mayor was having his party and there was hardly anybody there, right?
Interesting.
Right,
Yeah.
and we come to this one and we see all the people, we see all the energy, we see all the kids, right? So I think what we're seeing in those numbers is kind of indicative of that early voting, and Seattle really trends to the left as things move on, and I really remain hopeful.
How are you feeling tonight? What's the energy been like?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm hopeful. I hope for the best. But, there's no guarantees. I'm hoping we can replicate some of the success like them out in New York with Mayor Mamdani.
You can watch the full video on our YouTube channel.
The fall quarter is well underway, and students have been settling into the 2025-26 school year. But the beginning couldn't be left uncelebrated. Campus was abuzz with activity from November 3rd through the 9th. Seattle University's annual Homecoming and Family Weekend, where students, families, and sporting events came together to revel in the Red Hawk experience. Of the many events held during the week and weekend, a few are campus traditions that have been Homecoming Week staples for upwards of 10 years, including s'mores coming, drag bingo, and Seattle U's men's basketball game. According to Assistant Director of Involvement, Peter Vandeventer, Homecoming Week last year was interrupted by the presidential election, which dampened campus spirit and led to a decline in student attendance. This year, He is happy that homecoming week event attendance is trending upward and that CSI is reaching more students.
You know, I'm glad that CSI is reaching out more of the student body this year.
Yeah, especially because we have so many more students with the Cornish acquisition.
Oh wait, speaking of Cornish, I saw this really cool production at Cornish last month.
Really? What was it?
The River Bride showed at Cornish Playhouse earlier this month. It tells the story of a mother, father, and 2 sisters living in a small fishing village in Brazil, one of whom is set to be married just 3 days before a mysterious man arrives. The story of the River Bride is inspired by oral traditions shared among indigenous people of pre-colonial Brazil, surrounding the pink river dolphins that reside in the Amazon River. The 6-person, fully Latini cast began rehearsals in September, alongside a majority Latina creative team and crew. Yohami Morales, artistic director at Seattle Children's Theater, accepted the offer to direct The River Bride, after directing Alex Behar last April. Cornish student and cast member Gisela Catalina Feed said, quote, "It's really important to tell these kinds of stories just to bring awareness that the Latina community is here to stay. We are entrenched in this culture. We want to share these stories, and these are also stories of joy, and it's not all doom and dread." End quote.
Capitol Hill is full of bars and other places to enjoy a drink. La Chablis stands out for its commitment to selling products with a story. Just 1 block north of Vi Hilbert Hall, La Chablis, a wine shop owned by local entrepreneur Howard Russell, can be found. The cozy shop, named after Russell's renowned drag persona, Lady Chablis, offers a wide selection of wines and hosts tastings for visitors to try a variety of unique and, according to the reviews, delicious wines. Russell works to make his shop a welcoming, inclusive, and uplifting space for non-traditional winemakers. As part of that mission, at least half of the bottles in stock at any time come from women, queer, and BIPOC distributors. Darn, it sucks that we can't go wine tasting yet.
Yeah, but there are so many other hobbies out there. You know, I'm really big into alpaca farming.
What?
Hey, don't judge me. What are your hobbies?
You know, I like to boulder.
I know something about that. Since its inception, rock climbing has been a sport of extremes. Venturing into the remote wilderness and climbing alone on sheer cliff faces gave climbers and the sport an exclusive reputation. Boulderfest, the flagship event of the Bouldering Project climbing gyms, is part of their push to change that. This year's Seattle Boulderfest took place at the Poplar location November 7th and 8th. Boulderfest is a hybrid community event and climbing competition held every year in various Bouldering Project locations. The main element of Boulderfest is the competition, though they also host community vendors, a hot spring and cold plunge, raffles, and flash tattoos. From the open to the beginner divisions, the vendor showcases to community events and everything in between, Boulderfest was a moment to experience the joys of climbing, no matter who you are.
Seattle U men's basketball wraps up their 4-game homestand 3-1, defeating Denver, Eastern Washington, and Idaho State with scores of 84-73, 94-67, and 83-74 respectively, and falling to Cal Poly on homecoming night 71-73. In these 4 games, 2 players led the way for the Redhawks, Braden Maldonado and Will Heimbrodt. Maldonado hails from Anchorage, Alaska, and spent 2 seasons at MSU Denver before transferring to Seattle U in 2024. The guard immediately found himself in a starting role, appearing in all 32 games last season. This season, Maldonado has started all 4 games, including 3 20-plus point games and a career-high 28 during the season opener against Denver. Heimbrodt saw 27 games coming off the bench in his redshirt freshman year. This season, the Bay Area native has started in 3 of 4 games. In his first 2 starts, Heimbrodt had a combined 44 points, including a career-high 24 in the season opener, more than doubling his previous high of 11. At the time of recording, the Redhawks take on Stanford tonight for their first away game of the season.
And that's all for the last episode of Campus Currents for Fall Quarter.
To read more, check out our website, seattlespectator.com. And remember, stay current, Redhawks!